Hey everybody, Josh the RV Nerd here at Bishs RV in Twin Falls, Idaho, taking a look at a little Freedom Spirit. This is an awesome little solo or couples camper, something where if you've got a good tow package SUV, a bulkier tow package SUV, or a mid-size pickup or half-ton and above, you're gonna like what you get out of this little one here. It is a fantastic floor plan, and it's a floor plan that you've seen from other builders like Freedom Express, Rockwood, Flagstaff. Other groups have made a layout like this. They all do something the other one doesn't, and what I want to focus in on here today, there's a couple little key areas that I think they absolutely nailed it in this trailer. There's also a couple little areas that I looked at and went, boys, you could or really should do better over here. And that's the kind of stuff I'm going to point out. We always try to give you fair information because we represent almost every RV brand out there. So we can be very fair, very genuine in our approach here to always make sure you're getting good information. The couple things that I really like here, the True Queen bed is awesome. It's got a solar battery tender. Underbelly is enclosed. It's not a full windshield. It's a front window, but it serves the part. It opens the floor plan up. It's a little camper that doesn't feel so little. And what they did with the seating arrangement, I think is absolutely brilliant for a little camper like this. Even little things like it comes with a little digital bubble Yeah. I was doing really good up until then. Was obviously not now. But it comes with a leveling indicator that's like, older RVs used to come with at least a bubble level. You don't see stuff like that anymore. So it's a nice little refreshing modern update on a classic feature that I like seeing here, and it really indicates to me that there's somebody who actually camps behind the design of this thing. Let me know what you think about it. Tell me your favorite features as we go and what you'd change given the opportunity. And make sure you hit that subscribe button to catch us on the next one. And again, if you've seen like a bunch of our RV tours, if you're just a student of the industry, if you're just a big fan, I tell you what, I've talked to plenty of folks now through our channel, through the comments section, who like, man, I've never had a camper, but this one and this one, and they can rattle model numbers off as well or better than I can, which I think is just terribly impressive for someone who's not even in the industry. This is going to look familiar. All of that being said, what I was getting at is this is going to look familiar. So I don't want to focus too much on the floor plan. I want to kind of point out the way that they went about it here. So a quick detail, this is 6.5 foot tall inside, whereas like a Freedom Express might be a little taller, or a Rockwood and a Flagstaff are the same sidewall height, but they have a vaulted ceiling. They did a good job, though, in here of making it not feel small by going with light colors and maximize windows wherever they could. Like that giant breeze window over the seating, bedside breeze windows, a front window, not actually a front windshield, and slight point of technicality on this one, but you get the idea. The vent, the skylight above the bed is also a nice pick, and they did a good job with the lighting package in here. There's only one little corner in this that I'm like, it could kind of use one extra little light over here. So, I mean, overall, not a big deal. Now, the vent up top here, if we get up close to that, you can see it's not a, vent fan, but because it is so close to those light fixtures, that means that a service center like ours could easily piggyback some power off of that and upgrade that vent to a power fan if that's something you're looking for. Now, one of the other things that they did here that I think is just absolutely awesome is, despite the fact that this is smaller, it is lighter, it does feel big, they did still equip it with a 60 by 80 True Queen bed, not a little shorty Camp Queen, which is about a 50-50 find sometimes in this class, but it's what they did under the bed that really sets this one apart. Ooh, thank you, motion lighting. That was cool. Couldn't have done that if I tried. Because this is awesome. This is great. My only minor gripe with this is that you do have to lift the bed to get to it, but there's such a nice chunk of storage here. I love even the inclusion of a little laundry basket, which you could take out. And I've got the laundry basket slid partially out. You see it even comes with its own little waste basket, just to kind of push that back and out of the way to give you an idea of the depth that's under there. So like that could be a small little dog bed. Wouldn't you know it, it comes with its own little pet pad here, but you can also use that as like a little seat cushion if you want to sit on one of these, almost like a bench. If you do some laundry, like some campsites have a local laundry service. If you're going to be there for a while, sometimes it's nice to pack light and not have to worry about carrying a big bulk of stuff, but it means you got to wash your stuff every now and then. This can kind of open up some opportunities that just aren't as convenient in other, similar series camper brands, or You know, you could pull that basket out. You could use that like a dog bed. Did I say that? I can't remember. I've seen so many trailers so fast recently here. It is like all blending together. And while I have this open, this is actually a really nice opportunity to get to see how both sides of the bed have those sealed edge countertop side stands with household and USB plugs. So phone chargers, you know, it's big enough for CPAP machines. I mean, let me get over here and give you an idea of the size. Like, that's, what is that? Probably a good 15 by 15 inches or so. I think that's very CPAP solid. Most of those come with about a 6-foot hose, right? So we should be able to reach. Am I wrong? Now, taking a look at the rest of the storage around the bed here, it's one of the reasons I like to open these up and show you that extra stuff is where you see it's almost kind of like a little storage bucket down there. So if there's little loose stuff or anything like that, like you can keep it in there and it's not going to go flying around in transit. You might notice the nose of this, although not blunt and square, is a little more squared off than many lighter weight trailers out there. And what that creates is better forward overhead cabinet storage. Now, one quick note, everything is often a push and a pull, a give and a get, right? That awesome underbed storage, it does kind of poke into the outside pass-through compartment a little bit. So sort of keep that in mind. Now, one of the areas that it's not bad, it's just I think I would probably have done it a little bit differently, is the TV setup on this one. The way that the TV swings out and it kind of, just aesthetically, visually, I don't know that I love the way it wraps around the cabinet. And I mean, this is like a picky first world problem. I just think I would kind of prefer it, I don't know. Just not sort of just sticking out in the middle of nowhere. Is that fair? Am I being stupid about this? If I'm being stupid, just tell me, hey, you're being stupid, nerd. I can deal with that. But on the flip side, when you're laying in bed, the position of that TV is actually very good. So like I said, it's a give and a get. I can live with it. I think what I would probably do is I would get some kind of like double jointed swing arm instead of just a single point swing arm, so I could have a little bit more control as to where that was. By the way, up here in the entertainment center, something neat. I happen to look up here and I'm like, wait a minute, what is that? And it looks like they must have used like an unused USB port off the back of the AM/FM Bluetooth stereo head right here, because this right here, if you look at it, this is actually a wireless charge pad, which I thought, man, that right there, that is kind of cool. Little detail features like, and that's a nice little phone pocket up there. Something I like to do is I like to, just stream media quite a bit. And by the way, this Insignia TV, this is an Amazon Fire TV. I forgot to mention that. That is an Insignia Amazon Fire Smart TV. So if you do have data connectivity, that works. Now, speaking of data connectivity, a lot of people will use their phones as a hotspot, but that can eat your battery pretty fast, especially when you're streaming a lot of data through it. So having your phone sitting there charging, where you can still just walk up and grab it and set it back down, you don't feel like you've lost your phone, you know? There's just some nice little benefits to the way that they've done this here that I think are kind of cool. It works, it's different, but for a small space, they got, I think, a lot of big function out of it. Now, this layout, there's something about it, I don't care who builds it. This layout has a surprising amount of kitchen storage. The kitchen countertop space in here is not over the top incredible because, again, it is a smaller trailer, but given the small size of the RV, I don't think they did too awful bad. And I was going to take this opportunity to start on the kitchen, but first I realized you've got the furnace right there. This is a small, basically one-room cabin. It doesn't have or really have the need for centrally ducted heating because that single-point exhaust is going to fill this area very quickly. You may also notice this floor plan is carpetless. It is totally ventless. Well, I'm sorry. It has carpeted flooring. If we're going to get super picky technical, there is a carpeted slide floor here. But note that slide floor. You see how the slide floor actually sticks up above the main floor right there? Keep that logged in the memory banks when we come back to talk about the way they accomplished a very cool thing on the sofa. Again, for a small space, they really, I think, packed a lot in here. A couple nice full extension drawers are a good find. That is a smaller 16-inch oven. The under the sink storage, though, is absolutely fantastic. If I, again, am being a little picky, that little wastebasket that it comes with, I would almost wish that was cut away so I could put it in there. But around the corner over here, there's a couple decent spaces where maybe you could kind of stuff that little wastebasket over there. It's not really going to be in the way of walking. I think that could potentially work, you know? Now, what we're looking at here is a gas and electric two-way refrigerator. I am out west recording this right now, and out west there's a lot more boondockers, so there's a lot more two-way fridges out here. People live off that propane side, whereas in the Midwest, where you see a lot of our videos actually come out of, you see everything is like, you know, 12 volt, 12 volt, 12 volt, wherever they can get it. So you could throw a 12-volt fridge in this, I believe. Let me verify that. I'll try to put some text on screen in case, and if I forget, leave me a little note that says, hey, double back on that fridge. What did you find out there? So that, you know, that would be a personal preference. I would personally prefer to go with a 12-volt in here, but in the Midwest where I camp, I park camp. So, you know, that makes sense. I don't do a ton of boondocking. This is the little corner over here. This is the only kind of dark spot in the RV. Now, the camera automatically kind of tries to lighten and brighten everything up, so it's not as obvious on camera. But when you see it in person, that corner is a little dark, but maybe I'd put like a little motion-activated light or something in there. And by the way, here's a cool little pro tip for you, free of charge from your old Uncle Josh. Grab your phone, put it on selfie mode, and then look behind the cabinets. And you can see yourself. What is the cabinet construction on this? You don't have to guess, you don't have to ask. So this is all pocket screwed lumber core where it is screws into wood. It does have a sticker wrap on the fascia though, so kind of keep that in mind. Now, one of the nice things I thought was cool on this is they're using a Furrion air conditioner system. That means it is a 14,500 BTU, like bigger air in this small cabin, and it's a digital thermostat as compared to the old dinosaur analog varieties. Now, remember I said keep that little slide floor thing in mind when we come back here and look at the sofa. A lot of people look at a floor plan like this and go, ooh, can I get it with a theater seat? And the answer is no, you can't, because the slide floor is not all the way down. So a theater seat, it can't mount against the floor. And the reason for that is there's actually a wheel well sticking up under that sofa that the sofa is hiding. But the good news, crafty people at Coachmen, they came through for us. Because they've outfitted this with what I like to call simulated cinema seating. The technical term for this is actually incliners. When the feet kick up, that is the incliner. Often we just call those recliners, though. The recline function is actually where the back slides back. So that doesn't happen here, but at least it does let you kick your feet up. Also, she is equipped with a totally free-floating Dinofa table. Now, they also answer the question some people have said, okay, that's neat. What do I do with the table when I'm traveling? And again, they thought of that. Because when you're traveling, it just straps down to the bed. You don't have to worry about it sliding around. You don't have to stuff it under the mattress, which would work. But considering the nice way they finished under that bed, I don't know. Even though the mattress was covered, I don't want to like dig and scar it up. I don't want to dig and scar up anything on my camper if I can help it. There's a buckle strap right there that you see wraps over the bed. You kind of loop it through the table legs, clip it in place, cinch it down, good to go. And if you're going to have a small guest, or if you have a big dog, that sofa, Dinofa simulated cinema seating super combo, all kind of, all does a bunch of different things, but it can fold down to an extra little sleeper space. Again, a small one. I definitely wouldn't fit there. Now, speaking of fitting in things, again, being totally fair, the bathroom, I didn't notice that before. I love that little lower motion light in the bathroom. That's brilliant. It activates as you're walking toward the bathroom, which is fantastic because those sensors have a heck of a range. And it's down low where it's not, you're getting indirect light, so it's not stabbing you in the eyes. Wait a minute. The way that picks up, that may also function as a little, like if you're coming back into the RV at night, when you open that door and step inside, it may actually pick up your movement. Especially if you left that bathroom door open. Ooh, that could work. So that's a little bonus feature. I don't know if they even intended, but I'm just putting two and two together. Anyway, what I was saying is, speaking of fitting in things, let's look at the shower. It's a small camper. They don't have room for a big giant shower, so they did have to go with the radius. It's 6.5 foot tall. Thankfully, they put the skylight in front of the shower head, so I can stand in front of it when I do need to shower. Now, again, this is a little simpler series trailer, so it does have only the fancy 4-inch fart fan, but the good news is, again, those are not hard to upgrade. I do like the, the storage in here. That's a nice touch. Plenty of space for both towels and extra, shampoos, body washes, all that stuff. I'm sure you're aware, looking at my hairline, I don't have a lot of need for shampoo, but the body wash, certainly, my wife does appreciate. Got a drunken octopus fight club over here. And again, small bathroom. There's not a massive place around the toilet, but it's adequate. It's sufficient. I don't think you could have asked for a whole lot more in a smaller space like this. If anyone has any ideas on how it could have done better, understanding how if you want to add to the bathroom, you got to take away from something else, leave us a comment and let me know. For now, let's check her out in road mode. Because that is actually, I think, one of the greatest assets of this floor plan. The slide is now closed, and even with the bed in the down, well, the sofa, as it were, in the down position. So I've made it as intrusive as I possibly could. And frankly, you've got more room to walk through here than a motorhome when it's closed most of the time. And, can you get to the bathroom? Yes, absolutely. And it occurs to me, there's something here I forgot to talk about in the kitchen, so apologies for jumping around a little bit. You saw the stainless sink. You can see how it's a double basin sink, and they do use a split sink cover. But I noticed they come with this handy little place to store those, which I love. The one thing I'm not really in love with on this is how I can still see some raw, exposed wood ends on this. Other than that, I like what I'm seeing. Oh, we got a guest. Let me get out of here. I like the overall look of this. It's a little plain, but that doesn't bother me. I actually kind of like things with a little bit of an understated elegance. This is an Azdel using brand. I can't believe I didn't mention that sooner, especially when the whole video began. Your sidewalls are using Azdel composite paneling as compared to just conventional Luan panels. That's doing a couple things for us. It has helped keeping the weight in check a little bit. It is helping with a little bit of thermal consistency, as it were. Notice we got the handy little motion light in there, but this is one of the little more interesting kind of unique things I've seen on the Spirit series. I don't know, what do we want to call this? Fishing pole cabinet? Are we going to call that the golf club cabinet? Or is that where you're going to keep the beating stick to fend off the gas station murder hobos what come and get you? And there's a lady in our display over here wondering what the heck is he talking about. Now, this has a very simple solar package. She's laughing at me now. There's a simple solar package on this. That's your charge controller up there. The 100-watt panel is up on the roof, which, where solar panels kind of belong. I don't know why I felt the need to specify on the roof, but I'm not exactly batting 1,000 today. We're just going to keep doing it live, right? The idea behind that is not the be-all, end-all of solar. What it's doing for us is it's acting as a solid battery tender. Now, if this, especially with this being equipped with the gas-electric two-way fridge, that 100-watt panel will do a very good job of keeping things like lights and fans running in the RV. Now, if you're going to run the slides and the awnings a bunch, things that use a little bit more 12-volt juice, it may have a little bit harder time keeping up. So kind of always remember usage. And if you've got a 12-volt fridge, assuming sunny conditions during the day, it takes about 90 watts of solar to keep one of those 12-volt fridges up and running. Now, that is a rough figure. That is not something that I think you just say, oh, my camper's got 90 watts of solar. I can take my 12-volt fridge camping anywhere I want as long as I want. That's not what I'm saying. Because, like I said, during sunny conditions, 90 watts of solar is enough to pretty much offset a 12-volt fridge. Keep in mind, it's not sunny all day and all night. So you're always going to want to kind of plan accordingly, extra batteries, expanded solar, whatever the case may be. This is something Coachmen's awesome about centralizing all of our hookups, and they do it in the back corner of the RV whenever they can, which makes the most sense to me. Because if you are park camping and not boondocking, it's really nice to have all those in that back corner. It's the most logical location for them. Something that I don't know is the most logical location I spotted as I was backing up here. I'm trying to figure out why the drunken uncle leash latch is over here on the back side of the camper. Is that so the neighbor can tie their dog down to your trailer? Maybe instead of that, since this RV still has a full bumper, where many do not, I'd maybe use the bumper as the leash latch. But very important that we don't turn this into National Lampoon's Vacation, where the dog, Aunt Edna's dog, gets tied up to the bumper, and then the last thing that we see of him is just the leash. I don't want to see that happen at all. The awning on here, it's tricky because I want to say, ooh, I wish they put a bigger awning on it, but I look forward and I see a window and a baggage door, and I realize that they couldn't. So they did the best they could with the space that they have available. I'm also noticing another Drunken Uncle leash latch over here on the door side just in front of that lower marker light. So, I don't know, kind of interesting to me. I still haven't figured out why they have one on the backside. If somebody has a better answer for that for me, let me know. Now, there's a couple other key little things over here that I really like. The outside TV hookups are nice, but it's easy to miss. If we get down below here, you can see that enclosed belly, but also the propane cooker hooker. Now, once again, to fight off them gas station murder hobos, it comes with just a normal, jack crank. But what's kind of cool is it also comes with what I like to call the cordless jack adapter. Not a power jack system, but the little drill bit adapter that you can, hook up to, say, a 12 or 18 volt power drill and NASCAR pit crew, your corner jacks. Now, something I like to do, which will probably come as no surprise to you out there, is I like to take the manual crank and I like to go, and I like to make the sound with my mouth as I'm putting it up and down. Because when you do that, and there's a reason I do this, because when you do that, it makes the other people at the other campsites near you realize you're a crazy person and they will leave you alone. So overall, I like it. I like it. I think it absolutely gets the big thumbs up of approval from old Uncle Josh over here. But I definitely, personally, the one thing I would change is I would swap out that TV mount. But I like the queen bed, I like the battery tender package, I like the carpetless, easy cleaning. I can deal with the little bit tight bathroom because it's a small camper. But that's my take on it. What would you do? What do you like? What would you change? And is there anything I missed or something else you'd like to hear about? I always try to open up the floor to you folks. Leave me the comments. Let me know what you think too. And if you appreciate, again, the good, fair way we go about things, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Remember, we don't do hidden dealer fees at Bishs RV. We just try to make memories happen, basically. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.